Hi, this is my mama. I'm gonna dye her hair today. We're also gonna do a little Q&A and I guess like a family introduction. We're gonna like describe our family situation a little bit.
How am I going to do that? Harley just showed up at my front door today. She lives in Las Vegas and I'm in Arizona. I just moved here 2 months ago and she surprised me. So here I am getting my hair colored. It wasn't supposed to happen until Thanksgiving, but I'm thrilled because I need it done.
Let me just describe our hair dyeing stuff real quick. For colors, we have Purple Rain by Arctic Fox, and we accidentally have Virgin Pink from Arctic Fox.
I thought I ordered teal.
It was supposed to be teal, but that's okay.
That is like
Let's get this
great
party
bubble gum.
started. So what am I doing with the pink? Am I just
You could just save a piece in the front to do the pink.
just like one piece in the front?
Sure, why not?
Well, then I'm
That
just gonna smack it on your hair.
That makes it easier, right?
I'm not a professional, so I'm just gonna.
Smack it.
We'll make this a mom Q&A. So how about you start? When did you first become a mom?
Oh my goodness. I became a mom in December of '79.
That's not my birthday.
No, that's her oldest brother. There are several in there. And he was born in Hawaii, where my husband was stationed as a Marine. And then her sister Amanda was born in '83. And we have a yours, mine, and ours family because in my second marriage, my husband had 3 children. And I had 2 when we got married, and then we added Harley to the mix, and she was born in 1998. So we had 6 kids of our own, and then we brought in a foster son, so there were 7. And now currently we have 15 grandchildren, so they're spread out all over the place, but we love them all.
So, second question, who's your favorite? No, I'm just kidding. How would you describe your experience as a mom? Fun?
I love
Was
being
it
a mom.
awful?
No, as I was growing up, that's all I wanted to be was a wife and a mom. So it was kind of crazy that I never had any big aspirations to go college or really be out on my own because I wanted to be a wife and a mom. I have also had a daycare, a licensed daycare in my home for 12 years. And then I was a nanny for another 15 years. So I think that tells you how much I love children. And now I'm excited to be living in Arizona to help raise my grandson, Ezio, who's 4. I'm supposed to be retired now, which I was very looking forward to because I'm an empty nester. But I stay very busy with my business. I sell LuLaRoe and I love it. So it keeps me busy, which keeps me from being bored or spending too much money or eating all day.
What was the worst thing about being a mom?
Dealing with situations that happen that might have occurred that you didn't expect and you didn't know how to handle, like, oh, your kid's getting thrown out of daycare because of their temper, or when they got older, things like going to jail, and it was very overwhelming to have, kids run away from home or try to beat you up, or, we had it all. My mom keeps telling me I should be writing a book, and every time I tell her something that happened, she says, there's another chapter in your book. Sometimes no one can believe the things that we've been through, raising our family, and just, I don't know what it is. Things happen, but they happen for a reason, and we deal with it, so.
Do you have any news stories that I've never heard?
I don't really know what you've heard or what you know. So, you heard about Eric making a bomb?
Yeah, why don't you tell that story?
So when my son was 16, had his own car, out running around with his friends one Friday night, and I don't know if he broke up with his girlfriend or he's mad at her. I think she broke up with him and he was mad and went over to her house and made I don't know what kind of bomb you'd call it, but with a 2-liter soda bottle in her driveway, and then they took off. So I had police at my door at 1 o'clock in the morning waking me up, asking where Eric was. They took him to juvie. We had to go to court. It was awful. Then he had house arrest and he couldn't leave the house and he wasn't supposed to have any friends over. And his best friend lived with us because he was our foster son. So when the people came over to check up on him, he was out in the backyard playing basketball with Maurice, who's our foster son, and they thought that Eric had a friend over and he wasn't allowed to have friends over, so they didn't believe that Maurice lived with us and that he wasn't a friend, and oh my goodness.
What's like one of your favorite moments of being a mom?
I don't know, there's a lot. I remember taking you to your first day of preschool with Jared. He was that little boy that I babysat for that you went to school with. I always remember every day that each kid was born, and I remember when we had like a party in my room after you were born because there were so many kids. And even Eric brought his friends. So it was like, yeah, it was like a party.
Come meet my baby sister, guys.
Now watching the kids get married and they have their own kids, it's just a whirlwind.
If you could change one thing, what would you change?
About my whole life? Anything?
Yeah, probably.
That I wouldn't have had miscarriages.
You didn't have control over that, though.
I know, but it's still hard. You don't want it to happen.
But then I probably wouldn't be here either.
No, that's not true. And you know your sister was on Romper Room.
Yeah, I remember when we found that VHS at Grandma's
That was
house.
a long time ago. She was probably 4. And you know what else happened while we were there that day? My van got towed.
What?
Yeah, we were in this TV station so long that day that I guess on that street, because of course we went to like LA or something, and I didn't know that area. And you could park on the street, but only till 3:30.
Oh, and you were there too long?
And we didn't get out there till like 5:30, and my car was gone, and I didn't know what to do.
That's so scary.
It was awful. Yeah,
Who were you with?
just Amanda. They told me to call around and see where it was, and because of course, you know, you go to this space and it's a different car. You don't know who to call. You don't know what to do, and
Yeah.
I was freaking out. So I had to take a cab to this place wherever the van was and pay a fine or a tow fee or whatever you call it. And it was a very, very long day. And then I don't know if you know that I used to work at a nuclear power plant in California.
What? No.
And I worked from 5:30 in the morning until 2 p.m. in the afternoon. And it was so hard to find daycare because I had to take the kids somewhere at 5 a.m. and nobody was open. So that's kind of when I got to the point where I decided that I was going to stay at home and open my own daycare because I couldn't find babysitters and I didn't want my kids to be latchkey kids, which means, you know, they don't have anywhere to go after school and stuff.
Why don't you talk about when you met Dad?
Oh my gosh. I don't remember all that either. I just
What?
know that we both bowled in was it Sunday night, babe?
What?
Our bowling league?
Yes.
Sunday night bowling league. Did we even know each other when you still bowled? Like you were still with Michelle?
Yeah.
But I wasn't with Rick, right?
Yeah.
He never bowled with me though.
No.
Wow, how
that's-
scandalous.
That's what I thought because he wasn't even around, right?
You just started the Sunday night league. I was the president. You just started the Sunday night league, and you took over as secretary for Carol.
Sir, stop right there, please. Sir.
So anyway, that's how we met. He was the president, and I was the secretary of Sunday Night Bowling League at Camp Pendleton.
More scandalous. You guys lived a scandalous life.
No, we didn't.
Do you remember your first date with Dad?
Yeah, it was a concert, but he didn't know who he bought tickets for. He thought it was a country western person, and it was a Christian singer. So he didn't know what was going on when we got there because he couldn't even have a beer. Yeah, but I really enjoyed it.
Did you know Michael W. Smith?
Yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. It's kind of ironic because then I started selling At Home America. This was after you were born. And on our 5th wedding anniversary, we were in Tennessee at a convention for At Home America.
Chicago.
They had a surprise person come and sing for us at a like ball night or whatever. They were having a big event. And it was Michael W. Smith.
Oh, that's funny.
I thought that was...
It was on your guys' anniversary?
Yeah.
What? That's crazy.
It is crazy, but it was pretty awesome.
What's your favorite childhood memory?
Like when I was young, I remember moving to our house on Ellery. That was pretty awesome because we had been in an upstairs 2-bedroom apartment for so long.
With the 4 of you?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yep, all 4 of us were in 1 bedroom until my mom and dad bought their first house. Grandma stayed in for 50 years.
Isn't Uncle Doug still in there too?
Yeah, I remember when we lived there, or early on when we got there. It had a big wraparound porch. It was pretty awesome. Doug was only like 4 or 5, and he had broke his ankle or his leg, falling off a bike, I think. He was riding on the handlebars or something. And so his bed was downstairs by the window because I guess they couldn't carry him up and down the stairs. And then I remember my dad bringing all 4 of us home purple bicycles one time.
Aw.
Took his vacation check and bought us all new bikes, and that was pretty awesome. And then I remember a lot of time at the farm, how we always went to Grandma and Grandpa's for Sunday dinner, and we had motorcycles we rode in the apple orchard, and of course we made cider, and helping Grandpa on the farm, and Grandma cooking all the time for everybody. And
What did Grandpa do? I don't even remember.
Grandpa worked in a shop called Kelsey Hayes, where they build Fords, but then he had the apple orchard and the cider mill too. So the only time we really saw him, of course, was when he was on the farm, and he always had like a garden and flowers that he planted, and he had horses, and he had the apples and the orchard, and oh, he was a busy man.
What was one of your favorite hobbies as a kid?
Bowling.
When did you start bowling?
Good question. It's probably about 12. I remember on my 16th birthday, it was a Saturday, and we were at the bowling alley because that's when we bowled Saturday mornings, and I had like my highest game ever. It was a 2-something.
Wow. What's one of your favorite memories with Dad?
That's a loaded question.
Going on the cruise,
When'd you guys go on a cruise?
that was a good one because we've never really like traveled that much or done a lot of special things or even had a honeymoon, but
Was that after I was born, or?
yeah,
No?
I think she was a baby. Well, that's right, because then you retired, so was it before we even had her?
That's my dad.
She might have been concepted while we were on.
No, I don't think so. I think the first time I left you, though, you were 10 months old, because I remember going somewhere.
Wow, that's rude.
Plus, you were 9 months old, 10 months old when Eric got married.
No, I was older than that.
No, you weren't.
In those pictures, I looked older.
You weren't, though.
Who was the biggest baby?
Eric weighed 9 pounds.
And what was Sissy?
7'11".
And what was I?
8'15".
Haha.
Life's as big as you make it.
You're almost as big as Eric.
I'm the bigger sister. Oh, tell my viewers about when I came out with hair.
Oh my gosh. I didn't think she was mine because she didn't look like my other kids. It was so hard to just, I don't know, it was like it wouldn't sink in or whatever. But then I was like, well, she does have a different dad. So my first 2 were so bald till they were 2.
They were 2 before they got hair?
Yeah,
Oh my
pretty much.
gosh. What losers. Who was the easiest pregnant?
Eric,
And who was the hardest?
you,
Who was the easiest baby?
Amanda,
And who was the hardest?
Eric.
Oh. If you hadn't gotten married so young, what do you think you would be doing?
I wanted to get my own apartment and like be a secretary or something, like do bookkeeping, and I was already working full time before I graduated from high school, so
So you like never had plans for school?
no.
Did you just not want to, or
Right.
could you not decide?
I didn't want to go to college.
If you were to go to college, what do you think you would go for?
I probably would have went for like accounting or something, bookkeeping, something that was, I started to learn shorthand too. I know you don't know what that is because nobody does it anymore really, but yeah, I always took all the secretarial stuff. Like I love typing, and I took bookkeeping in high school, and
What would you do if I dropped out of school and went to cosmetology school?
I know that's not going to happen. So.
What if I didn't drop out of school, but I still went to cosmetology school?
I think that'd be ridiculous.
Why?
You don't have enough time, enough hours in the day.
Who was your favorite of my friends?
When you were younger, it was definitely. It was never. But now it's of course.
Yeah.
I think she's amazing.
Don't worry, Dad. I'll dye your hair tomorrow and we can do a video of your own.
Huh?
Huh?
Oh,
So, I finished the purple. Now we're gonna do this pink
He said he's good, I'm good.
and her little streak right here.
Okay, so I'm the literal worst, and I didn't really interview her for this part of the video. We just kind of sat there and didn't really talk about much. But I wanted to include this part to show me dyeing her hair. And I know I mentioned in this video something about Thanksgiving, and obviously it's way past Thanksgiving. So again, example of me being the literal worst. I'm just now posting this, and this was like 3 weeks before Thanksgiving. But anyways, as I said before, I didn't film the rest of this video, so this is what her hair looked like, I think the day after I dyed it. She washed it once, and then like went to bed and woke up. And then this picture from a couple days ago, so she had gotten a haircut, and I actually re-dyed it for her. So yeah, that's it, bye!